Yo! Yo! What's up? Welcome back to New World Tactics. Today we got the last two starter decks released, starter deck 24 and starter deck 28, Jewelry Bonney and Yamato. We will go through Bonney first, then into Yamato. First, we got all the reprints like they've had in the past. In the other starter decks, U-Rogue, EVO1, Scratch Mapu, Bartolomeo, Search Event, but this is what we want to get into here. So first, we have Capone Gang Beji, 2-for-1, 1k counter, blocker, on play. If you have 6 or more rested cards, draw a card and trash a card. Draw one, trash one is good. Other than that, I really don't see this card being played. It's a blocker, but I think with Bonney, you don't really need a blocker because you're resting that Dawn to stop an attack anyway. Next, we will go to Kid and Killer. It's a 2-for-2 with a 1k counter. On play, look at 5 cards from the top of your deck, reveal up to one Supernova type card and add it to your hand. Then, place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. So, classic searcher card for a Supernova. And then, on your opponent's attack, you may trash this character, set up to one of your Dawn cards as active, which I think is awesome because you'll be able to trash that character, get the Dawn active, and then use that Dawn to be able to rest another attack incoming when you didn't have that Dawn to begin with. So I think it's a very good card, 4 of. Next we have a 4-for-4 2k counter Basil Hawkins. End of your turn, set up to one of your Dawn cards as active. Hate this card. It is a 2k counter, but you're not getting any attack power. You got to put it on it. There's no point. Your rogue is way better, even though it's a blocker. It's 4-for-5, 1k counter, but it still does the same thing. Next, we have the 10-for-11 Law and Beppo. On play, rest up to one of your opponent's characters, and that character will not become active in your opponent's next. On play, rest up to one of your opponent's characters, and that character will not become active in your opponent's next refresh phase. Then, if your opponent has 2 or more rested characters, your leader gains plus 2k power until the end of your opponent's next end phase. I think this is going to be a staple in Bonney to be able to rest something. Then, if you have rested characters, give Bonney plus 2k until the end of your opponent's next end phase. So she becomes 7k, which is really, really good. So I think a 3 of, maybe you can even put 4 in here because it is searchable, but that just comes down to how you stack the deck with all these mid-range to big cards for Bonney. And lastly, we have a 5-for-5 2k counter X-Drake. On play, if your leader is a Supernova type, rest up to one of your opponent's characters at the cost of 5, then set up a Dawn card as active at the end of this turn. I don't think it's too bad. You can definitely run a couple of them, maybe 2 for the 2k counter. The on play is not bad. I just don't see this being played over you trashing it for a 2k. And that's just my opinion. But that's it for Jewelry Bonney for the new cards. You got all the reprints that are good. You have the cool Bonney art. I like this art a lot. But not too much going on. A good couple staples, I think, in Kid and Killer and Law and Beppo. But other than that, it's not too broken of what I thought it was going to be. Now we'll head over to Green Yellow Yamato. Of course, we got most of the reprints and Kiku, which is a great card, I think. You got the Ace 2k counter, which is alright. The Rush Yamato from starter deck 13, which is pretty decent. But now we got the new cards. We got a 3-for-3, 1k counter, Ashura Doji. On play for leaders of the Wano type, and your opponent has 3 or more life cards. K up to one of your opponent's characters at the base cost of 5 or less. This is okay if you're trying to KO a 5 cost or less pretty early. And you can also use Yamato's ability to give 2 Dawn to him, which lets him get to 5k, so it's a 3-for-5. I don't think it's the worst, but I think there's better cards out there that could do this better with more power to be able to swing and not have to stack the Dawn. Next we have Izo, 2-for-1, 1k counter, and it has the Dawn times 2 effect, which plays into the Yamato leader, which is Dawn times 2. This character gains blocker, which is okay, but on play, your Wano type leader gains banished during this turn, which I think is awesome. Now you have the Nami that can give banish. You have the Nami that can give banish, which is kind of like this, but this also turns to a blocker, so I don't think it's the worst card, but I don't think it's the greatest card. So I think you definitely can run it. If you're going to run it as a 4 of. But if you're not going to run as a 4 of, don't bother running it at all. Next we have Kinemon, 4 for 5, 2k counter, trigger. If your leader has a land of 1/0 type and your opponent has 3 or less life cards, play this card. This basically just reminds me of the Kuma for Revolutionary Army. Depends on how you just want to run the deck. It's not a bad card. It's a 2k counter, but I don't see a lot of people running it. Then you have, I think, is a 4 of, 3 of, definitely 4, Kozuki Momonosuke. Your turn, if you have 2 or less life cards, your leader gains 1,000 power, which is pretty significant for Yamato's double attack, being able to have her as a 6k. Then activate main. Once per turn, you may return 2 total of your currently given Dawn cards to your cost area rested. This card gains rush and plus 1,000 power during this turn. So it's a rush 8k if you've given your Dawn and then you take it back, which I think is absolutely amazing. It is worth it 100% to run 3 or 4 of these. It will completely change the game of how this Yamato deck has been put together in the past. And lastly, we have a 1 for 0, 1k counter, Yamato, Dawn times 2. This character gains 3k power, and on play, look at 5 cards from the top of your deck, reveal up to 1 land of 1/0 type card with the cost of 2 or more, add it to your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. Classic Searcher, it's a 1 cost, but with the Yamato ability, you can give it to Dawn, and she gets to 5k, so I think if you're going to run a Searcher, this is the one to run for that Dawn times 2 ability, definitely a 4 of, but if you don't want to use the Dawn manipulation, just use that for bigger cards, then don't worry about running this. But I think this is a must-have 4 of Searcher in Green Yellow Yamato if you're playing it. But those are the 2 last starter decks released. We are going to get them June 6th. I cannot wait for them. I can't wait to see what type of decks that people make. Put in the comments below what type of deck you want to run and OP11 with all the starter decks. And I'll see you in the new world.